I am a warm-hearted snake who knows how to hatch eggs. My python neighbor laid more than a dozen eggs. She was busy preparing for hibernation, so she asked me to help hatch one of her eggs. This egg was different from every other one in the neighbor's nest. It was blue. Ever since this egg appeared in the neighbor's nest, rumors started spreading among the snake group. Both python parents are white. How could they lay an egg so blue and so big? One of them must have cheated. Because of this egg, the neighbor couple cried every single day. They even tried several times to push the egg off a cliff, but in the end, they couldn't bring themselves to do it. Winter was approaching. I, being strong and healthy, had already prepared well for the winter. I am Ayah, a very special pink snake in the forest. My scales have patterns like snowflakes. Everyone else needs to hibernate, but I don't. The other snakes see me as an oddity. They don't want to talk to me. I don't know where I came from either, as far back as I can remember. I have always been alone in this forest. It was only when I offered to help look after the eggs for my hibernating neighbors that my relationships with other snakes gradually improved. That day, the python couple asked me to hatch their egg. I gladly agreed. I found a warm, hidden cave and wrapped the egg tightly in the center of my body. Outside the cave, the cold wind howled. In the past, I always spent the cold winter completely alone. Now finally, I wasn't a lonely snake anymore. I really must thank the python couple for finding me a companion. The egg was round and plump, almost as tall as most of my own snake body. This must be a strong, large breed of snake. Day and night, I stayed by its side. The cold eggshell became warm under my care. Outside the cave, everything had become a world of ice and snow. Snowflakes drifted down one by one onto the earth, forming a thick, deep blanket of snow. 2 months had already passed. The little egg hadn't changed at all. Maybe this egg needs a full 3 months to hatch. I kissed the underside of the eggshell. Baby, you need to behave. One day in the 3rd month, with my tongue resting against the egg, I heard the sound of the shell cracking. Winter was over. Spring had returned to the land. The morning sun streamed through the cave entrance, casting a golden glow. I watched with delight as the eggshell cracked open bit by bit. Suddenly, the middle section of the shell bulged outward from a bump inside. I couldn't resist trying to help the little one. I leaned in and tried to bite the shell open, but then the next second, the baby snake pushed hard and burst through the shell. Its head slammed right into my snout. I was startled. We just stared at each other wide-eyed. The baby snake was completely azure blue, incredibly beautiful. Even as a newborn, its body was almost as large as my full-grown adult size. The baby snake had just emerged. Its tongue was still soft. The impact didn't hurt. My own tongue is really hard. I frantically checked to see if it was hurt. Baby, let me take a look. I reached out towards its head and examined it very carefully. The baby snake looked at me with its big eyes, completely still. It seemed a little dazed. I hope the bump didn't make it slow-witted. I quickly bit off a piece of the eggshell and crawled out of the cave to get some water for the baby snake to drink. When I turned my head, the baby snake had already crawled out of its egg. It was Jinjin following right behind my tail, imitating me by flicking its tongue. Baby! I froze in place. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. Did it just say baby? It can talk right after hatching? This baby snake is an absolute genius. No wonder it's the baby I hatched. I puffed out my snake body, feeling incredibly proud. While I was lost in thought, the baby snake quickly slithered onto me, coiling its body around me loop after loop. Its azure blue scales rubbed against my white ones. That's when I noticed its scales felt cool to the touch. It's so cold at the cave entrance. How can it stand it? I quickly slithered back to the depths of the cave. Before I knew it, my entire body was completely wrapped up. I was mistaken before. The baby snake's juvenile body is actually much larger than my adult body. It still has room to spare even after wrapping around me. Its tongue tickles me. I figured the baby snake must see the first creature it met as its mother. Newborns have a very low sense of security, so it needs to stay close to its mother. But if that's the case, then I can't go out to get water for it. Suddenly I had a bright idea. I could do the same thing I did when licking the eggshell, to keep the baby snake moist. So I stuck out my tongue and licked the baby snake's scales. The baby snake suddenly shuddered. It paused for a moment, then brought its head close to mine, touching my snout with its own. Tsotso. I hesitated for a moment, then licked its tongue. Oh right, I don't even know if this is a baby boy or a baby girl. A sudden realization. I looked down. Turns out it's a baby boy. The python couple still hadn't woken up yet, so I took on the responsibility of caring for the baby snake myself. Its azure blue scales were dazzlingly blue. They even sparkled in the sunlight. How about I call you Lan Lan from now on? It turned around and pointed its cold tail tip at me. Lan Lan. I called it several times, but it just ignored me. Looks like it doesn't like this new name. I felt a little sad. I curled up alone in the corner of the cave, feeling sorry for myself. But before I could feel too sad, the baby snake crawled over from the cave wall and wrapped itself around me again. Lan Lan gave a faint in response. Maybe it's because when it was inside the egg, I kept calling it baby every single day. That's why Lan Lan only calls me baby. Baby? I shook my tail, realizing that Lan Lan was in a period of rapid growth. I brought back a lot of food for it. Frogs, rodents, it's exhausting. But it wouldn't eat anything. It was really worrying me to death. Not eating is not okay. Its body won't be able to handle it. I was so worried I slithered in circles. My tail nearly tied itself in a knot. Could that bump on the head have made it slow? My heart was pounding. I felt so guilty and ashamed. It's all my fault. I'm the reason Lan Lan is like this, not eating or drinking. Then I remembered that most newborns need to be fed by their mothers. So I tore the meat into several thin pieces and brought them to Lan Lan's mouth. Finally, Lan Lan opened its mouth, but it wouldn't take the meat into its mouth. No choice. I had to ask it to open its mouth a little wider and put my head in to feed it. It finally ate. After watching it actually eat several pieces of rodent meat, I finally felt a little relieved. Then I did the same thing again. Tore off more meat and fed it, but this time it absolutely refused to eat. Eat some, please eat some. It's really good. It turned its head away without a word and coiled around me again. These past few days, Lan Lan has been growing way too fast. I've never seen any snake grow this quickly. More intricate patterns have appeared on its blue scales. These patterns even glow on their own at night. Now its tongue is already bigger than mine. Its body is several times thicker and longer. It can wrap around me so tightly that no air gets through, and it's incredibly strong. With just a little force from it, I can't move at all. Looking across the entire Aya forest, this is definitely a phenomenon never seen before. But I don't find it strange at all. Aren't I different from all the other snakes too? Why does everyone have to be the same to be okay? How boring would that be? Luckily, even though Lan Lan refuses to eat much, it's perfectly fine. In fact, it's very healthy. Lan Lan uses its body to build a high wall, enclosing me inside, just like I did for it when it was still inside its egg. I raised my head, stretched my body and fed it a piece of meat. It took the piece of meat. Then the next second, under my expectant gaze, it pushed the meat back into my mouth. Baby, you eat. Lan Lan eats. We pushed it back and forth like that for a long time. The two snakes repeated this scene like robots for almost half an hour. Finally, Lan Lan took the piece of meat, and with one strong fling, threw it away. The meat fell to the ground with a splat. Its huge body coiled around me even tighter. Its vertical golden pupils stared directly at my snout, wanting a kiss. With that, it tried to pry open my snout. This is absolutely outrageous. I am your foster mother. With that, I directly slapped it with my tail. A few more days passed. The snow outside the cave had already melted. In past years, at most a few more days. And the neighbor couple would wake up from hibernation. This year probably won't be an exception. A spring breeze blew. Vibrant green life burst forth from the ground in the Aya forest. It's time to take Lan Lan out hunting. Although it's still very young, in terms of physical development, it already looks like an incredibly mature adult snake. In the corner of the cave is the snakeskin it shed at some unknown time. After shedding, Lan Lan is astonishingly strong. Its body is 4 times as wide as mine. I didn't measure its length. But Lan Lan usually curls up in the cave, taking up almost half the cave. It was almost the same size as me just a short while ago. Lan Lan is a light sleeper. As soon as I crawl out even a little bit, it immediately opens those huge molten gold eyes, bright and shining in the dark cave. I moved my body slightly. Sure enough, Lan Lan immediately opened its eyes alertly. After carefully checking me over from head to tail, it closed its eyes and prepared to go back to sleep. Lan Lan, wake up! Today we're going out hunting together, I said softly. It nodded. Squinting its eyes, it placed me on its back and slithered out of the cave at lightning speed. No matter how you look at it, the elder should be carrying the younger. But Lan Lan is huge. I can't carry it. The feeling of guilt washed over me again. In early spring, many small prey animals, like rodents, frogs, and birds, are still relatively few in number. Their range of activity is limited. Plus, Lan Lan is still a baby, so hunting will be much more difficult. But as soon as Lan Lan came out of the cave, it slithered quickly in one specific direction, without any hesitation. Lan Lan, this isn't the way. Today we're hunting small prey. But the direction Lan Lan is heading now is clearly towards where the crocodiles gather. It's moving too fast. It's hard for me to even get off. Those are crocodiles. I've never seen any snake successfully hunt one. It slithered faster and faster. The scenery rushing past became a blur. Within a few minutes, we reached the destination. Lan Lan carefully placed me in a safe spot, warning me not to come out. Then it silently advanced towards the crocodiles. The crocodiles were very close to us. Several crocodiles crawled out of the water to bask on the riverbank. All I could do now was stay quiet and not startle the crocodiles. If anything happens to Lan Lan, I'll fight these crocodiles myself. 10 minutes passed. There was no sound at all from Lan Lan's direction. My heart started pounding even harder. Could something have happened to Lan Lan without me knowing? The next second, huge waves surged on the water's surface. Lan Lan bit the neck of a lone crocodile. It dragged it out of the water and quickly coiled its huge body around it tightly. The crocodile struggled a few times before suffocating to death. The other crocodile sensed the intruder and rushed over, but it was too late. Lan Lan had already disappeared with its prey. The churning water suddenly became calm, as if everything that just happened was an illusion. I smelled the scent of blood from the prey. It was Lan Lan arriving safely with the catch. Lan Lan, you are amazing. I was so excited I stumbled over my words. Lan Lan is a true genius. Lan Lan put down the prey and coiled around me again. The muscles beneath its scales are strong and powerful. After a bit of twisting and turning, we headed back with the prey. Baby, eat quickly. Lan Lan caught the prey itself, but it won't eat. It imitates how I used to feed it, tearing the prey apart, selecting the freshest, most tender parts to feed me. It holds the meat in its mouth and keeps nudging my snout. Its golden eyes are filled with stubbornness. Aren't you hungry? It says it doesn't need to eat. It wants to nourish the baby's body. Baby eats. Lan Lan is like a human repeater. Just keep saying that phrase over and over. I'm afraid if I don't eat, it really will keep saying it all day long. I swallowed the crocodile meat in big bites. I've never eaten it before. Turns out crocodile meat is delicious. Just after finishing one piece, Lan Lan shakes its tail and offers a second piece. After the second piece, then a third, a fourth. I really can't eat anymore. My belly is so full. If I keep eating, I'll eventually turn into a big fat snake. I looked at Lan Lan, who was persistently trying to feed me. I felt very worried. It just exercised so much. It must have used up a lot of energy. Not eating is not okay. I took the meat Lan Lan was holding and tried to feed it back, but it just flicked the meat away, flicking its tongue. I raised my head and kissed its big head. There's water outside to drink. Don't want to kiss. About this matter. Lan Lan is especially persistent. I had no choice but to go along with it. After all, Lan Lan is still just a child. After observing, I discovered that Lan Lan truly doesn't need to eat. It will say it's thirsty, but it never says it's hungry. Not eating doesn't affect its growth. It's getting so big it barely fits in the cave anymore. Today is the day the python couple wakes up from hibernation. It's time to take Lan Lan back to its real family. I felt very reluctant. These days I've come to think of Lan Lan as my own son. We are incredibly close. I can't bear to imagine what I would do without Lan Lan. I said to Lan Lan, I need to take you to see your real family. Lan Lan didn't want to go. It just kept calling me baby, baby, and kept rubbing against me. Lan Lan is so big. If it doesn't want to move, no snake can make it. So I had to go get the python couple and bring them to see Lan Lan. When I saw the python couple again, my heart sank. The python couple are completely white. How could they have given birth to a blue baby snake? And Lan Lan is much larger than the python couple. They don't look alike at all, just from outside the cave, taking one look from afar. The python couple didn't dare go any further. This is not my child. The python wife shrieked. It's a demon, it's a demon. A demon stole my real child. The python husband's face changed dramatically. He insisted his wife had cheated. The scene was extremely chaotic. The python couple even started biting each other. In the end, no snake wanted Lan Lan. A sneaky feeling of joy arose in my heart. It's okay. If mom and dad don't want Lan Lan, I do. I cherish Lan Lan, not having its own parents around. I thought this would be very sad for Lan Lan. I thought about what words to use to tell Lan Lan, but as soon as I entered the cave, Lan Lan quickly coiled me up in the very center. The scent is strange. Eliminate the sense of the female and male. Its long, thick tongue licked my scales. Its huge body coiled around me without any argument. It's a strange smell. It's the smell of your parents. The huge molten gold eyes stopped in front of me. Its vertical pupils constricted. I'll kill them. Lan Lan turned its head. Following the scent, it tried to leave the cave. I quickly stopped it. This isn't how it's supposed to go. How did this turn into a scene of family execution? Before, when I went out hunting and happened to meet other snakes, Lan Lan would get this angry too. It took a lot of persuasion and several days to calm it down that time. Now I finally realize how possessive Lan Lan is of me. It absolutely will not tolerate the scent of other snakes on me. Not even a tiny bit. A sneaky feeling of joy arose in my heart. But at the same time, I blamed myself. I'm the one who taught Lan Lan badly. Lan Lan, be good. I won't see them again from now on. I promise I'll only see Lan Lan. They don't want Lan Lan, but I want Lan Lan, okay? Lan Lan started wagging its tongue again. Its tail and tongue licked my head until it was soaking wet. Seeing Lan Lan like this, I think it doesn't reject me. I was just pulling my head out from its coils to look at it seriously. Mother? Lan Lan turned its head to the side. It's baby, not mother. I felt a bit hurt. Lan Lan wasn't like this before. Why won't it even call me mother now? Even though I'm not its birth mother. I hatched it, I raised it. I did everything a mother should do. Why won't it call me that? Lan Lan's pair of huge molten gold eyes now just looked dull and silly. I got angry. There will be consequences. I slithered back to the corner of the cave to sulk. Suddenly, I felt my tail being wrapped by something thick. Baby, baby, don't be angry. I turned my tail tip towards it, refusing its comfort. It's baby, not mother. Because Lan Lan kept refusing to call me mother. I was extremely angry. No matter what it said, I just ignored it. Now it has the ability to survive on its own without going hungry. It's fine even if it doesn't eat, so I'm not worried about it. But my own stomach was growling in the morning. I awkwardly turned my body, which had been facing the cave wall. Lan Lan was gone. Last night it kept trying to coil around me, but I pushed it away. So it just surrounded me with its thick body, leaving no gaps. Why is it suddenly gone this early morning? I immediately slithered out of the cave, tears almost streaming down. I was so anxious. I should have just not forced it. Luckily, I didn't have to worry for long. From afar, I saw Lan Lan's intricate blue scales, gleaming in the sunlight. It was moving quickly towards the cave, with a plump crocodile in its mouth. So Lan Lan had gone out hunting. I blamed it wrongly. Seeing me from afar, Lan Lan suddenly slithered much faster. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of me. It pushed the crocodile towards me. Baby eats to nourish your body. I tore the crocodile meat apart to feed Lan Lan. You eat too. Lan Lan refused my feeding again. Baby eats to nourish your body. Lan Lan shook its tail and stubbornly fed me crocodile meat. Over the next few days, Lan Lan went hunting frequently, bringing back all kinds of prey. I don't know how Lan Lan managed to come back without a scratch. The snakes in the forest prostrate themselves when they see Lan Lan. They gather around and worship Lan Lan as their king. The cave could no longer contain Lan Lan's enormous body. Lan Lan carried me to a new ideal location. It was a huge cave on a high cliff face. In front of the cave was a large stone platform. There were no natural enemies around. It was very safe, looking down from the cave. You could see the entire forest at a glance. Beyond the forest was the human settlement. The longer I spent time with Lan Lan, the more I realized it was not an ordinary snake. It can control its size, growing larger or smaller at will. When facing any creature other than me, it emits a powerful, overwhelming pressure. It doesn't need food to survive. Every day when it wakes up, it is stronger than the day before. The snake group bows before it, calling it king. But behind its back, they call it a monster. No matter how they see Lan Lan, it doesn't matter to me. In my eyes, Lan Lan is dutiful, well-behaved and adorable, no matter what Lan Lan becomes. It will always be my good child. These past few days, Lan Lan has been acting a bit strange. I realized its mating season was approaching. It stopped going out to hunt. It coils around me all day long. It also has an indescribable fragrant scent, enveloping me constantly. This scent drifted out of the cave. When I went out to look the next day, outside were all female snakes suffering from the torment of this special scent. All kinds of smells mixed together, strong and pungent. They begged for Lan Lan's favor. Lan Lan flicked its tail and chased them all away. Lan Lan rushed into the water, washed its whole body clean, and then came back, returning completely soaked. Staggering around, seeming barely conscious, its huge head kept rubbing against me. Lan Lan, mother will find you a female snake. This can't go on, because I've never experienced a mating season myself. I wasn't affected by the scent of Lan Lan's mating season. I also never started a family with any male snake. But even if I haven't eaten pork, I've still seen pigs run, once while lying in ambush for a hunt. I understood what was going on. As Lan Lan's good mother, I need to help find a female snake of similar size for it. No, Lan Lan is very stubborn. It absolutely refuses to look for a female snake. Its huge body blocks the cave entrance. It suddenly got dark. Not a single ray of light could get through. Lan Lan, be good. Before I could finish speaking, Lan Lan interrupted me, its tongue intertwined with mine. But I still refused Lan Lan. It didn't have time to do anything before I chased it out of the cave and made it spend the night in the cold pond water. The mating season lasted almost a month before. The food Lan Lan had hunted in large quantities finally came in handy. The female snakes Lan Lan chased away stubbornly waited outside the cave, only to be furiously chased away by Lan Lan again and again. Unable to bear it any longer, being disturbed constantly, Lan Lan moved us overnight, finding a peaceful place. This place is very close to human territory. Most animals wouldn't dare come here, but Lan Lan isn't an ordinary animal. It's incredibly brave. Its golden eyes stared at me persistently. Baby lay eggs. It insisted that I lay eggs for it. Lay what? How dare it tell its own mother to lay eggs? This is completely turning the natural order upside down. I smacked it hard on the face with my tail. I can't keep spoiling it like this. Lan Lan quickly and gently coiled around me. Baby, don't be angry. I sighed in exasperation, trying to reason with it, but I can't out-argue this stubborn creature, so I just let things be. We were running low on food, so Lan Lan started going out hunting every day again. Every meal, every day was different. It made sure I got the freshest, most tender parts. Every night it massages me, scratches my itches for me. I was living like an emperor. All I did every day was eat and sleep. But as time went on, I felt more and more that something was wrong. My flat belly was getting bigger day by day. At first I thought I was just getting fat from eating so well. But later I lost my appetite. My movements became slower. I should have lost weight. But I got fatter every day. What's even more wrong is, Lan Lan keeps looking at me with this strange look. It gives me the creeps. It also kisses my belly every day, hoping I will lay eggs soon, saying these little ones are stealing his wife, regretting making me carry the eggs. No way. Could I actually be carrying eggs? But I clearly remember never mating with Lan Lan. I spent a whole day digesting this fact. I should have realized it sooner. Lan Lan isn't an ordinary snake. It wouldn't be strange for it to have some special abilities. Thinking about carrying a nest of eggs inside me, I felt a bit dazed. The more I saw Lan Lan, the more annoyed I got. I had to slap it hard a few times every day, before I could eat in peace, but it has thick skin and tough flesh. Its scales are incredibly hard. Every time after I hit it, its eyes just get brighter, thinking I'm playing with it. And then it huffs and puffs and coils around me tightly again. Kiss, kiss, kiss your head. Smack. My head is soaking wet. Now I'm even angrier. What do I do? My belly is getting bigger every day. I'm completely exhausted. Even the most delicious food doesn't interest me anymore. Lan Lan simply stopped hunting, staying home every day. Then one night, I woke up from sleep. The urge to lay eggs was incredibly strong. Lan Lan immediately opened its eyes to check my physical condition. I knew I was about to lay eggs, but just thinking of Lan Lan watching me made my whole body burn. I ordered Lan Lan to turn around. Don't look at me, don't come in. I slithered alone to the depths of the cave to lay the eggs. The process of laying the eggs was unusually smooth. Through the rhythmic contractions of my abdominal muscles, I expelled the eggs one by one. Only a few minutes between each egg. The eggs were oval-shaped. Their shells were entirely azure blue, until I laid the very last one, which was finally blue mixed with pink. The surface of the eggshells had mucus on them. Some of the shells were quite soft, gradually hardening over time. I breathed a sigh of relief. I looked up, and saw Lan Lan watching me from the cave wall. I don't know how long it had been there, even caught it shamelessly, slithered down, and quickly coiled around me again. Lan Lan's body was very hot. I tried to push it away, but it wouldn't go. The eggs were just laid and still warm. I wanted to incubate them, but Lan Lan didn't think so. It pushed the eggs far away, leaving them to fend for themselves, and coiled around me tightly. I opened my mouth and bit it hard, but I underestimated just how shameless Lan Lan could be, not even in mating season. And it wants to have a second batch with me. This is absolutely outrageous. I firmly refused. It didn't have time to do anything. I heard that humans worship a snake god. I never believed the rumors before. But after we moved, I could see the totem on the human flags from afar, and it looked exactly like Lan Lan. One day, a little boy who wandered into the forest dropped a book. I secretly took it home to look at it. I couldn't understand the dense text in the book, but luckily I could understand the illustrations. The book depicted a heavenly dragon falling in love with a pink snake, being punished by the heavenly law, banished to the mortal realm and reborn as a water snake. The water snake protected the local people, saving humans from disaster, and was revered as the snake god. But the snake god never stopped loving the pink snake, even after being banished to the mortal realm, overcoming countless obstacles to be with the pink snake. The story ended there. The end.